Joshua, chapters 18 through 20. And all the congregation of the children of Israel were assembled at Shiloh, and there they pitched the tabernacle of witness, and the land was subdued by them. And the sons of Israel remained, even those who had not received their inheritance, 7 tribes. And Joshua said to the sons of Israel, How long will you be slack to inherit the land which the Lord our God has given you? Appoint of yourselves 3 men of each tribe, and let them rise up and go through the land, and let them describe before me, as it will be proper to divide it. And he came to him, and he divided them 7 portions, saying, Judah shall stand to them a border southward, and the sons of Joseph shall stand to them northward. And do ye divide the land into 7 parts, and bring the description hither to me, and I will give you a lot before the Lord our God. For the sons of Levi have no part among you, for the priesthood of the Lord is his portion. And Gad and Reuben, and the half-tribe of Manasseh, have received their inheritance beyond Jordan eastward, which Moses the servant of the Lord gave to them. And the men rose up and went, and Joshua charged the men who went to explore the land, saying, Go and explore the land, and come to me, and I will bring you forth a lot here before the Lord in Shiloh. And they went and explored the land, and they viewed it, and described it according to the cities, 7 parts in a book, and brought the book to Joshua. And Joshua cast a lot for them in Shiloh before the Lord. And the lot of the tribe of Benjamin came forth first according to their families, and the borders of their lot came forth between the children of Judah and the children of Joseph. And their borders were northward. The border shall go up from Jordan behind Jericho northward, and shall go up to the mountain westward, and the issue of it shall be Bethon of Madara. And the borders will go forth thence to Luz, behind Luz, from the south of it. This is Bethel. And the borders shall go down to Maatarop, Orek, to the hill country, which is southward of Bethoron the lower. And the border shall pass through and proceed to the part that looks toward the sea, on the south, from the mountain in front of Bethoron southward, and its termination shall be at Kiriath Baal. This is Kiriath Jearim, the city of the children of Judah. This is the part toward the west. On the south side, on the part of Kiriath Baal, and the border shall go across to Gasin, to the fountain of water of Naphtho. And the border shall extend down on one side. This is in front of the forest of Sonom, which is on the side of Emek-Raphan northward, and it shall come down to Gina, behind Jebusah southward. It shall come down to the fountain of Rogel. And the borders shall go across to the fountain of Bethsamis, and shall proceed to Galiloth, which is in front by the going up of Ethamin. And they shall come down to the stone of Beon of the sons of Reuben, and shall pass over behind Betharaba northward, and shall go down to the borders behind the sea northward. And the termination of the borders shall be at the creek of the Salt Sea, northward to the side of the Jordan southward. These are their southern borders. And Jordan shall be their boundary on the east. This is the inheritance of the children of Benjamin. These are their borders round about according to their families. And the cities of the children of Benjamin, according to their families, were Jericho, and Bethagio, and Emekesis, and Bethabara, and Sarah, and Basana, and Ein, and Bara, and Ephrathah, and Karatha, and Sephirah, and Moni, and Gibeah. 12 cities and their villages, Gibeon, and Ramah, and Berothah, and Massama, and Miron, and Amoki, and Phirah, and Kaphon, and Nacon, and Selakan, and Tharila, and Jebus. This is Jerusalem, and Gibeath, Jearim, 13 cities and their villages. This is the inheritance of the sons of Benjamin according to their families. And the second lot came out for the children of Simeon, and their inheritance was in the midst of the lots of the children of Judah. And their lot was Beersabi, and Samaia, and Caladam, and Arsola, and Bola, and Jason, and Erthula, and Bula, and Herma, and Sikalek, and Beth-Nakareb, and Sarsusin, and Batharoth, and their fields, 13 cities and their villages, Aramon, and Thalca, and Jether, and Ason, 4 cities and their villages, round about their cities as far as Balak, as men go to Bamoth southward. This is the inheritance of the tribe of the children of Simeon according to their families. The inheritance of the tribe of the children of Simeon was a part of the lot of Judah, for the portion of the children of Judah was greater than theirs, and the children of Simeon inherited in the midst of their lot. And the third lot came out to Zabulon according to their families. The bounds of their inheritance shall be, Esedekgolah shall be their border, the sea, and Magelda, and it shall reach to Betharaba in the valley, which is opposite Jekman. And the border returned from Seduk in a contrary direction eastward from Beth-Samis to the borders of Casalotheth, and shall pass on to Dabaroth, and shall proceed upward to Phangai, and thence it shall come round in the opposite direction eastward to Geberi, to the city of Katasem, and shall go on to Ramonaa Matharaoza. And the borders shall come round northward to Amoth, and their going out shall be at Giphil, and Catanath, and Nebael, and Simoon, and Jericho, and Bethman. This is the inheritance of the tribe of the sons of Zabulon, according to their families, these cities and their villages. And the fourth lot came out to Issachar, and their borders were Jazel, and Casaloth, and Sunam, and Agan, and Siona, and Riroth, and Anakereth, and Daberon, and Kison, and Rebes, and Remus, and Gion, and Toman, and Imarak, and Bersaphes. And the boundaries shall border upon Githbor, and upon Salim westward, and Beth-Samis. And the extremity of his bounds shall be Jordan. And this is the inheritance of the tribe of the children of Issachar, according to their families, the cities and their villages. And the fifth lot came out to Aser, according to their families, and their borders were Exeleketh, and Aleph, and Bethok, and Kiaph, and Elimelech, and Amiel, and Maasa. And the lot will border on Carmel westward, and on Sion, and Labaneth. And it will return westward from Beth-Ageneth, and will join Zabulon, and Ekgai, and Phthael northwards. And the borders will come to Saphthebethmi, and Enael, and will go on to Kobamasomel, and Elbon, and Rahab, and Ememaon, and Canthan to Great Sidon. And the borders shall turn back to Ramah, and to the fountain of Masphaset, and the Tyrians. And the borders shall return to Jassif, and their going forth shall be the sea, and Apoleb, and Echozob, and Arkob, and Aphek, and Reau. This is the inheritance of the tribe of the sons of Aser, according to their families, the cities and their villages. And the sixth lot came out to Naphtali, and their borders were Moolam, and Mola, and Besamean, and Armi, and Nabok, and Jephthami, as far as Dodom. And their goings out were Jordan. And the coast will return westward by Athabor, and will go out thence to Jacana, and will border on Zabulon southward. And Aser will join it westward, and Jordan eastward. And the walled cities of the Tyrians, Tyre, and Almatharaketh, and Kinnereth, and Armath, and Arael, and Asor, and Cades, and Asari, and the well of Asor, and Karoi, and Megalaerim, and Bethame, and Thesamis. This is the inheritance of the tribe of the children of Naphtali. And the seventh lot came out to Dan. And their borders were Sarath, and Asa, and the cities of Semaeus, and Salamin, and Ammon, and Silatha, and Elon, and Thamnatha, and Acharon, and Alcatha, and Begathon, and Gebelion, and Azor, and Manibabkat, and Gethrimmon. And westward of Hirakon, the border was near to Joppa. This is the inheritance of the tribe of the children of Dan, according to their families. These are their cities and their villages. And the children of Dan did not drive out the Amorite who afflicted them in the mountain, and the Amorite would not suffer them to come down into the valley, but they forcibly took from them the border of their portion. And the sons of Dan went and fought against Lachish, and took it, and smote it with the edge of the sword. And they dwelt in it, and called the name of it Lasandan. And the Amorite continued to dwell in Edom and in Salamin, and the hand of Ephraim prevailed against them, and they became tributaries to them. And they proceeded to take possession of the land according to their borders, and the children of Israel gave an inheritance to Joshua the son of Naui among them, by the command of God. And they gave him the city which he asked for, Thamnasarach, which is in the mount of Ephraim, and he built the city and dwelt in it. These are the divisions which Eleazar the priest divided by lot, and Joshua the son of Naui, and the heads of the families of the tribes of Israel, according to the lots in Silo before the Lord, by the doors of the tabernacle of testimony, and they went to take possession of the land. And the Lord spoke to Joshua, saying, Speak to the children of Israel, saying, Assign the cities of refuge of which I spoke to you by Moses, even a refuge to the slayer who has smitten a man unintentionally. And the cities shall be to you a refuge, and the slayer shall not be put to death by the avenger of blood, until he have stood before the congregation for judgment. And Joshua separated Cades in Galilee in the Mount Naphtali, and Sychem in the Mount Ephraim, and the city of Arbach. This is Hebron, in the mountain of Judah. And beyond Jordan he appointed Bosor in the wilderness, in the plain, out of the tribe of Reuben, and Aramoth in Gilead, out of the tribe of Gad, and Golan in the country of Basan, out of the tribe of Manasseh. These were the cities selected for the sons of Israel, and for the stranger abiding among them, that everyone who smites a soul unintentionally should flee thither, that he should not die by the hand of the avenger of blood, until he should stand before the congregation for judgment. Psalm 70, 71 in Hebrew, verses 1 through 13. By David, a psalm sung by the sons of Jonadab, and the first that were taken captive. O Lord, I have hoped in thee. Let me never be put to shame. In thy righteousness deliver me and rescue me. Incline thine ear to me and save me. Be to me a protecting God, and a stronghold to save me, for thou art my fortress and my refuge. Deliver me, O God, from the hand of the sinner, from the hand of the transgressor and unjust man. For thou art my support, O Lord. O Lord, thou art my hope from my youth. On thee have I been stayed from the womb. From the belly of my mother, thou art my protector. Of thee is my praise continually. I am become, as it were, a wonder to many, but thou art my strong helper. Let my mouth be filled with praise, that I may hymn thy glory and thy majesty all the day. Cast me not off at the time of old age. Forsake me not when my strength fails. For mine enemies have spoken against me, and they that lay wait for my soul have taken counsel together, saying, God has forsaken him. Persecute ye, and take him, for there is none to deliver him. O God, go not far from me. O my God, draw nigh to my help. Let those that plot against my soul be ashamed and utterly fail. Let those that seek my hurt be clothed with shame and dishonor. Proverbs chapter 14, verses 21 through 24. He that dishonors the needy sins, but he that has pity on the poor is most blessed. They that go astray devise evils, but the good devise mercy and truth. The framers of evil do not understand mercy and truth, but compassion and faithfulness are with the framers of good. With every one who is careful there is abundance, but the pleasure-taking and indolent shall be in want. A prudent man is the crown of the wise, but the occupation of fools is evil. The Holy Gospel according to St. Luke, chapter 1, verses 1 through 25. For as much as many have taken in hand to set forth in order a declaration of those things which are most surely believed among us, even as they delivered them unto us, which from the beginning were eyewitnesses and ministers of the word, it seemed good to me also, having had perfect understanding of all things from the very first, to write unto thee in order, O most excellent Theophilus, that thou mightest know the certainty of those things wherein thou hast been instructed. There was in the days of Herod, the king of Judea, a certain priest named Zacharias, of the course of Abiah, and his wife was of the daughters of Aaron, and her name was Elizabeth. And they were both righteous before God, walking in all the commandments and ordinances of the Lord blameless. And they had no child, because that Elizabeth was barren, and they both were now well stricken in years. And it came to pass that while he executed the priest's office before God in the order of his course, according to the custom of the priest's office, his lot was to burn incense when he went into the temple of the Lord. And the whole multitude of the people were praying without at the time of incense. And there appeared unto him an angel of the Lord standing on the right side of the altar of incense. And when Zacharias saw him, he was troubled, and fear fell upon him. But the angel said unto him, Fear not, Zacharias, for thy prayer is heard, and thy wife Elizabeth shall bear thee a son, and thou shalt call his name John. And thou shalt have joy and gladness, and many shall rejoice at his birth. For he shall be great in the sight of the Lord, and shall drink neither wine nor strong drink, and he shall be filled with the Holy Ghost, even from his mother's womb. And many of the children of Israel shall he turn to the Lord their God. And he shall go before him in the spirit and power of Elias, to turn the hearts of the fathers to the children, and of the disobedient to the wisdom of the just, to make ready a people prepared for the Lord. And Zacharias said unto the angel, Whereby shall I know this? For I am an old man, and my wife well stricken in years. And the angel answering said unto him, I am Gabriel, that stand in the presence of God, and am sent to speak unto thee, and to show thee these glad tidings. And behold, thou shalt be dumb, and not able to speak, until the day that these things shall be performed, because thou believest not my words, which shall be fulfilled in their season. And the people waited for Zacharias, and marveled that he tarried so long in the temple. And when he came out, he could not speak unto them, and they perceived that he had seen a vision in the temple, for he beckoned unto them, and remained speechless. And it came to pass that, as soon as the days of his ministration were accomplished, he departed to his own house. And after those days his wife Elizabeth conceived, and hid herself 5 months, saying, Thus hath the Lord dealt with me in the days wherein he looked on me, to take away my reproach among men.